7 signs of an emotional abusive relationship. Hi everyone, I'm Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I'm the founder of ApolloniaPonti.com. I'm your coach for you men to master your attraction skills, build the confidence overall in your dating and relationship lives. If you are a new viewer, I welcome you. Today's video, we are going to be talking about emotional abuse, and this is something that is very, very big, and I'm going to do a lot more videos on this channel about this, and I want to start with number one. The number one thing I want you to understand is in regards to emotional abuse can be very tricky for some. Let me give you the reasons of why. Why? Because number one, we haven't educated ourselves. Number two is because of the fact that we think that this is the way that we are supposed to be loved, right? So our worthiness and our sense of self-worth goes away. I've done a video about how to increase your self-worth, and I'll put it up here in the cards. And also too, number three, in regards to this and how we open up to this is because we think that this is the way that this should be happening to us because this is what we've been taught in our households. A lot of times trauma situations happen and we get comfortable with the trauma situations because this is what we've adapted to in our life. So there's a comfortableness in uncomfortability because this is something that you faced or saw maybe with parents or in your household. So those are the 3 reasons why people get into emotional or abusive or even physical abusive relationships as well, is because of those 3 things. The main thing is because of worthiness. So I want to be clear with you. If you are facing challenges in abuse, I put something down below that I want you to be able to understand that this is not something to be taken lightly. There are so many support systems out there, and I will put them below in the description box as well. Now, also to understand that you are worthy, okay? And it's about you seeing this, and I want you to be able to see this. The one things that I'm going to give you in this video are tips to understand if you are in an emotional abusive relationship. Tip number 1 is they're derogatory with you and they name call you constantly. So they put you down and they name call you constantly. They think that it's a pet name and they think that it's okay and they think it's funny and they cover up with a joking demeanor, but all in actuality, it's bringing down your self-esteem and you're allowing it. Tip number 2 is there's yelling in the household. There's a lot of yelling, and typically this person will over yell to not hear you, or so you can't get your point across to the point where you can't even hear yourself. Tip number 3, they typically will be very sarcastic with an underlining compliment, like, gosh, stop taking things so seriously. I was just kidding. You know, they'll be very sarcastic in the realms of where they're putting you down and giving you an underhanded compliment. I'll give you a general example. You could be wearing a black shirt and they say, well, I thought red was your favorite color. You would look so much better in the red. And then you're like, why would you even say something like that, right? This is a very little thing because they do get deeper than this. And then you're like, why did you say something like that? Oh, I was just joking, blah, blah, blah. Like, why are you being so serious? And where they put it back on you. This is a very big trait that happens in emotional abusive relationships because it also leaves the other person feeling confused. Number 4 is they know your buttons and they push them. Okay, understand that trust and safetyness is the biggest thing in regards to in regards to healthy relationships. And every partner knows each other's buttons, and it's up to us to not push those. But in healthy relationships, we understand it and we work around it. In unhealthy relationships, we push it to get a response. We push it to get attention. We push it so we can get interaction. And this is not healthy whatsoever. Tip number 5 is they belittle your accomplishments. So let's say you just finished a 5-mile run and they say, oh, I could have done that too. But it was something that you were training for so long because it's your first run. They belittle your accomplishments because they don't want to see you grow. Because typically an emotional abusive person only abuses because number 1, they're either narcissistic or they're in an ego standpoint or feeling less than for themselves. So they have to bring you down there with them. 100% of the time, I can guarantee you this is exactly why. Tip number 6 is they put down your interests. They put down any ideas or interests that you might have in something. Let's say that you wanted to take a kickboxing class or a cooking class or a pottery class or a dance class, and they underhandedly say it's a bad idea because of this, this, and this. So they put down your interests so you don't grow and you stay stuck with them as a person. And they put it down because they say, oh, well, whenever you say something, you never finish it anyway, so don't waste your money. Well, basically what they're doing is they're training your mind to think this way so you do fall down into that negative barrel with them. Tip number 7 is they try to direct your life. They try to control you. They try to tell you where to go. They try to give you advice that's only from their perspective and their own selfish behaviors. If this is something that is happening in your relationship, I encourage you to get help. I encourage you to invest in yourself and understand that you are worthy of a better person and a better relationship in your life. I have some links below that will help. Also, I encourage you to download Overcoming Your Fear and Neediness audio seminar that I've created for you. This seminar is over an hour worth of content and worksheets for you to break through and kind of gauge and see where you are at in life if this is something that you feel like you're attached to in a relationship. As always, I welcome your comments, questions, and concerns. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend that might need to hear this. As always, I'll see you again in the next one. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.